SCP-073. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-073 is to be kept in a two-room cell furnished with non-organic material and items and a bathroom. Subject is allowed to freely wander the facility and eat in main canteen. The tracking device is then attached to SCP-073's person and is not to be removed. Subject is disallowed to any contact with the surface and is not allowed outside the facility. Subject is allowed no contact with plant-based SCPs under any circumstances. Violence is not to be used against SCP-073 under any circumstances. SCP-073 is currently kept at Site-17. Description: SCP-073 appears to be a heavily tanned male of Arabic or Middle Eastern descent in his early 30s, 185 centimeters, 6 foot 1 tall, and 75 kilograms, 165 pounds. Black hair and blue eyes, arms, legs, and spinal cord, and the shoulder blades of subject appear to have been replaced with artificial versions of unknown make and metal. Subject only takes notice of this when it is pointed out and states that it has no knowledge of how, why, or when his replacements took place, stating it had been them for a long time, as long as it could remember. There's a symbol engraved into the forehead of the subject, which appears to be of Sumerian origin. The symbol has yet been untranslated, and the subject appears distressed when the symbol is mentioned at all, refusing to speak on it. The subject does not need to eat, drink on a regular basis, and is strictly carnivorous owing to its effect on plant-based items. SCP-073, who refers to itself as Cain, is generally polite and genial to all who speak to it, though it has also been described as being cold and somewhat mechanical in its speech. It is very helpful and enjoys aiding personnel in their daily actions, whenever they may be. It has highly detailed knowledge of ancient to recent events in history and most commonly spoken languages in the world, including one of those once died out. Subject is professed to having photographic memory and remembering word for word all text in its 800-page direct dictionary that was flickered through in a minute and a half. A score above average in all intelligence tests given to it. SCP-073's presence in any and all life grown in soil, causing death in such life within 20-meter radius. Any land SCP-073 is walked on and any within the 20-meter radius becomes barren and any anaerobic bacteria dies, rendering the soil incapable of supporting life until new bacteria are introduced. Anything that is derived from soil-grown life, such as wood, paper, immediately rots and disintegrates upon touch. SCP-073 further affected derivates include anything hydroponically grown. Violence towards SCP-073 reflects any damage inflicted on SCP-073 directly back onto the attacker. Although SCP-073 remains physically unharmed, this applies to any damage directed to SCP-073. Attempts to get tissue and blood samples have proven futile. Procedure was initiated. Personnel carrying out the action felt the sensation of whatever was applied to SCP-073 and wound up with a sample of their own blood or tissue, despite the fact that all actions were directed solely at SCP-073. Indirect damage, though a medium, also results in the personnel penetration in the action receiving the wounds caused. Although SCP-073 receives no actual harm from damage to its person, it is stated it feels the pains of the action and has politely asked researchers to abstain from overly harmful actions to its personnel. Additional information. SCP-073 was found in New York Police Department at 19 redacted, having been taken to after subject had been found amongst the bodies of several violent gang members. SCP-073 told police members that the gang had attempted to make sport of it, but became angry and attempted to kill SCP-073, resulting in their own demise. SCP-073 was incarcerated and deemed a John Doe. When New York Police Department could not find any information on it, SCP-073 came to the attention of the Foundation through the routine inspection of John Doe, subsequently released into their custody. Addendum 1. In light of SCP-073's indestructible nature, photographic memory, and general will to please, High Command have deemed that all information is to be backed up on SCP-073, ensuring it is not lost in the event of a catastrophe. While this action is met with mixed responses, SCP-073 has agreed and sworn itself to secrecy on its part. Addendum 2. Information concerning SCP-076 was brought to the attention of SCP-073 for backing up. Subject showed familiarity with the information, although this disinclined into adding to it, despite the fact that it stated that it already knew all about SCP-076. It then stated it would be better for all the parties involved to not meet SCP-076. Addendum 3. Examination of the unidentified metal in SCP-073 has suggested that it's beryllium bronze, a metal that has been documented as being utilized by various anomalous properties and entities. Most notably, beryllium bronze is the component found in SCP-1216, SCP-1427, SCP-2481, and SCP-2711. In light of this discovery, the Foundation began working in the attempt to trace the origin of beryllium bronze and how it initially spread through the world. When prompted, SCP-073 was able to provide information that suggests that beryllium bronze originated in the Middle East, though the exact point of origin has yet to be determined. Further research in the origin of beryllium bronze is currently ongoing.